Afternoon, everybody. It's John from Veganism KILLS. It's 2:20 p.m., November 18th. Today, we're going to go on humanewatch.org, who labeled Dr. Greger nothing more than a charlatan and a scammer. But that's not the only people that have done that. Dr. Greger works for the Humane Society of the U.S. He is a member of that. Well, 2 years ago, and since vegans, for some reason, don't know how to read, on the heels of the Humane Society of the United States being downgraded by Charity Navigator and losing its accreditation from the Better Business Bureau Wise Giving Alliance, a third charity watchdog has some bad news for America's supposed most effective animal charity. The respected Charity Watch has downgraded HSUS to a D grade in its most recent rankings due to HSUS's highly inefficient spending practices. All right, now you know where Dr. Greger got that $7 million from. Charity Watch takes a broad look at the consolidated finances of several HSUS entities and finds that 48% of HSUS's budget is spent on overhead costs. Somebody's living large off that charity. By our math, if you just count HSUS spending, over half of its budget goes to overhead. Gee, overhead, like expenses that come in that you can't really account for, like Dr. Greger's $2,000 suits and his Ferragamo ties that cost anywhere between $125 to $300. Where did Dr. Greger get $7 million from? He's not that good of a doctor. How many patients has he treated? Let's see. Has anybody come through with a testimonial that Dr. Greger has healed them using veganism as his preventive medicine? No, not one. Wait a minute, Dr. Greger hasn't even finished his internship and hasn't even started his residency. Matter of fact, Dr. Greger, with his license being the way it is in the state that he is, he can't even get hired by a hospital. But yet he's got $7 million? Gee, I wonder where he got it from. Even worse, HSUS cloaks millions of dollars in overhead as program costs. Essentially, HSUS counts fundraising materials as educational cost. Imagine a direct mail letter in which 75% of the letter is written off as an educational program expense, but only the last paragraphs asks for money or counting as fundraising overhead. Even though the entire mailing is designed to raise money, HSUS counts millions of dollars as programs expenses in this way. This appears to be legal under accounting rules, but it's a misleading and deceptive practice. HSUS tells people that 70 or 80% of its budget is spent on programs, when in reality it's closer to just 50. If you want to effectively help animals, don't give to the Humane Society of the United States. Instead, give to your local shelter. So they caught them writing up expenses. Their expenses is way over budget compared to other charities. They've been downgraded to a D, first by Charity Navigator. Humane Watch is called Dr. Greger Schlock, a scammer, snake oil salesman, etc., 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 after they reviewed what he was preaching and what he does. All right? Actually, the article that counted him was an actual doctor that was from the Air Force. I think they had the rank of a major, which means that they're basically in charge of most of the medical of the Air Force, at least on the base, so they know what they're doing. Dr. Greger hasn't enough credentials to mop the floor in the hospital, much less be a doctor. And there you go. He's a fraud. I don't know what else you guys need to see. And I don't understand how some of these vegans can sit there and quote facts from people who don't have any facts. Nutritionfacts.org runs around showing these peer-reviewed papers, and they're not peer-reviewed papers. They're one-offs. They haven't been peer-reviewed, and nobody peer-reviews anything that Greger has ever written. He hasn't written a study to be peer-reviewed. So there you go. Vegans, you're the dumbest people on the earth. This guy's made $7 million off of you. Earthling Ed is worth about $1 million. And, and that's not including what they found. He has an investment portfolio, and the amount in there is probably about $1 million, and he doesn't want to disclose it. Joey Carbstrong's worth between anywhere $100,000 to $1 million, and he's an ex-con. Where else would an ex-con get money from but doing something crooked to get it? And then you got people like Freely, who's worth almost $1 million in net worth. Where are they getting this money from? How come they're not taking care of the animals? Because that's what the money is for, to take care of the animals. It's all a scam. It's just veganism is a money-making scam. That's all it is. Bottom line, don't talk about nutrition. Don't talk about the animals. The money's given to these guys to take care of the animals, and 50% of it vaporizes, and I'm probably sure it's more than that, never gets to where it's supposed to go. Anybody on YouTube promoting veganism is a scam. Flat out. I'm out.